Hey, guess what? I got something super special for you today, because today in the Rat Hole, we are live.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is...
There we go. Now I'm unmuted. I swear to goodness, I have never started a show properly. I blame Christian and the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS who got me doing stuff. And no, I don't need the background. Yep, there we go. There we go. Hey! That's how things start. I promise we are a little bit more professional. I got a whole whack of people in the green room watching me laughing at how terrible this introduction is. So welcome. As the little thing here says, my name is Paparazzo Dave Chapman. You are in the Rat Hole. We are live. It is the middle of the holiday season, as you can see by all of the holiday goodness behind me. And as such, we've got a very special guest. We're going to be running Kringle Krisis in a few moments, which is a holiday adventure for Parsely. Before we get started with that and introducing all of the nice friends that are going to be joining for that, let me bring in Mr. Jared A. Sorensen. How are you today?
I'm okay.
Excellent. Okay,
and I'm glad you used my serial killer profile pic for your show.
I got another one for the closing credits.
I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, I grabbed what I could this time. No, I love that picture. Honestly, I do. It's a fun picture. But yeah, we just got back from PAX Unplugged.
Yep.
Travel went okay for you coming home?
Travel was fine. It's like an hour and a half from to New York City where I live, so it's pretty easy.
That's good. That's good. No, we coming back to Alberta was fairly smooth going there. We were stuck in Toronto. It took about 40 hours to get there.
Oh,
yeah. It was not a lot of fun there, but getting home was fine. And now we are home, and now we're here. And we're gonna have some fun.
Where in Alberta?
I split between Red Deer and Calgary, Alberta.
Okay. I've been to Edmonton and High Level.
High Level. Why High Level?
Long story.
All right. Well, Calgary is north of High Level, about 3 to 4 hours south of Edmonton. Red Deer is dead center between the two. So that's where I am. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you've been, how you got into gaming, and a little bit about Parsely.
I'm Jared. I'm 6'1". I'm my favorite color is black, and I like long walks on the beach at night. Oh no, that's the wrong kind of introduction.
No, we're not doing that one today. That's tomorrow.
Okay. Sorry about that. Well, I will hide the centerfold then. I got into gaming when I was a lad. It's all fuzzy, but I do remember getting the D&D Red box from my aunt for a 12th birthday. And that kind of was the beginning of the end. That's the short version.
That works. Tell us a bit about, you've got some, more than just Parsely. Tell about kind of more about your games and Momento Mori.
So Momento Mori started off, this is 1995-ish, 96. It was a LARP troupe that I created, a vampire LARP troupe, because I was one of those guys for a while. In 97, I was in San Francisco and decided I was going to start making role-playing games and putting them up online. And in 2001, I released my first game, which was a supplement for somebody else's game, a little fan supplement for Sorcerer. Because I was really into David Cronenberg, and I wanted to make basically a compilation of all of his movies. What if they took place in the same world? And so I wrote this game called Schism, and 2001, so 21 years ago. And now I'm here. I've got a bunch of games. You can just go to my website and look at them. I don't want to talk about them.
That's fair.
It's silly. Just go to my site.
Your t-shirt is already getting noticed
Oh yes, yeah. So this was a gift from Mr. Andrew Looney years ago. He presented me with a swack of his own Parsely games that he created and the shirt. So I did not sue him, and I dropped all legal stuff. No, it was a really nice gift, and I put it on this morning, forgetting that. Well, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but he's going to be on the show.
Yeah,
which was really cool. So
super excited that because I was surprised that when I messaged, I said, hey, "You guys have played this one, right?" And Chris said, "No, neither of us have ever touched this one."
It's pretty new.
There's a Parsely game that Andy Looney has not actually played. I was shocked.
Well, it's so new; it's not in the book behind you. It came out a couple years after. There it is. There's my baby.
It's got a whole whack of fun ones in here.
It's got a whole bunch of pages.
Yes, and it is. It's nice. I enjoyed this. I've got to play every now and then. I get to play, and it's always a pleasure.
I never play because I hate these games.
So of course, naturally, I bring you in to try and do these games. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, it happens.
It's true.
I like running it. The big secret of Parsely is this is the big secret. So anybody tuning in can find out this little bit of knowledge. Parsely games are not for the players. The players are not the players. The parser is the player, because they can play these games any number of times. The players are the dice. The players are the random element. I have no idea what my players are going to say, and that's what makes the game fun for me. What makes the game fun for them is trying to solve the puzzles and get through the game and everything. But for the most part, for most of the games, after you've played it once, you're kind of done, unless you want to do like a speed run to try to do it in the least amount of time or get all the multiple endings if there's multiple endings. But really, it's for the parser.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Here's a great question.
No
cheat codes like
Cyborg. I see that. That was the one I was waiting for, somebody to pull that stunt. No. Well, there is a cheat code if you insert $20 bill. Amazing what you can get accomplished.
I'm not sure if I want to know where that gets
anywhere.
Okay.
The higher the denomination, the more freedom of choice you have.
I'm good with that. Part of this is I'm killing one of our fabulous guests is Nisha T. Mulchan. She is a medical professional and therefore is running behind because the universe is there. I'm also running a bit behind. And
I'm a medicated professional.
Yeah, I think most of us on this kind of are. Us gamers are a little bit on the crazy side, which is,
it's just vitamins. Don't get out of control. It's just, it's folic acid.
Yeah,
or something. No.
Fair enough. There we go.
And I got my LaCroix, which is dangerously close to running out.
Well, do you want to grab another one?
No, I'll wait till they save the game, and then I'll take that time.
That's fair. All right. So, I know the answer to this. Do you have anything kind of in the works that we should know about?
Nothing publicly available or worth knowing about.
Yeah,
I'm always working on something. I just released something at PAX Unplugged. 50 copies of this little role-playing game I did, a little 2-pager about aliens living on Earth, which is unavailable to the public unless insert dollars into slot. I might put it up. I did it originally for my Patreon as like a little PDF, and then I got inspired one morning at the cafe where I hang out at and laid it out, get some art for it, rewrote the rules because I didn't like them, and then brought it to Staples to get it printed out and folded. Maybe I'll put that up on my site.
Always nice. More content is always good. All right, so
I remember when things used to be called art and not content. That's
how
old I am.
I don't know that I can call what I do art. So it's like
it's all art, David. Yeah. It's all art.
There we go. Art. All right. So you know what we're gonna do? We got. Oh, look at that. Traveling TARDIS. Thank you
20
for
pounds. What's the conversion rate? Is that good or bad? I don't know.
conversion. It's about the same, actually. I think right now to the American dollar.
Okay.
So it stinks either way for Canadians.
Well,
But so yeah, that's about right. So before we bring everyone else in, do we have any other questions for the viewers? Because we got a bunch of them, and
I have lots of questions for the viewers.
Oh, okay.
Why are you here watching me? I haven't been relevant for like 6 years. So curious, all 4 of you.
No, we got what have we got here?
I'm kidding. I do bits. God, just keep me serious.
You gotta have a straight guy. And no, we're not going down that road of jokes. That's just terrible. All right. So
once I did not say the wrong thing. This is great.
Yeah, no, we'll. There we go. There we go.
Well, it's the hat, clearly.
Yeah. Thank you, Jonathan. No, I'm thrilled that we're getting some people in here. So I think what we're gonna do is I will announce our first winner, and then because we are, thanks to you, thank you again, giving away a few PDF copies of Kringle Krisis
And the mystery date.
Ooh, and the mystery date.
Yeah, the bonus prize. You get to take me out to a nice restaurant. Winner.
Yeah. So our first winner is. Oh, let's use it again. I mean, this is not wrong. Christian is that, you know. Oh yeah. I got some more Turkish delight upstairs. You want some candy bars? We can do that. That's a candy man. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Our first winner, drum roll please, is Ian Parsons. We shared everything out on
Well,
Facebook.
that's ironic. Well, coincidental given the last name.
Little bit. I think it's so
seems
close.
like a setup.
Yeah, I wish I could say it was. I'm not that bright. So what I'll do is we're gonna go over here. I'm gonna say, hey, no, that's not the right button.
Also relevant because of Parson Brown, of course, Frosty the Snowman.
Also true.
It's all coming together.
It is the season for everything coming together. Yay! All right, so before I bring everyone else in, we're going to go like this. I just want to say thank you to Jared for coming on and doing everything. I'll thank my other guests in a minute. Thank you to Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, who you've seen chiming in the comment section. They are sponsoring our StreamYard, which we are using to get all of this fabulousness out to you. Thank you to the 427s, whose music you see on either end of this video. And thank you to you guys for watching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a quick credit sequence so that if I decide to cut this later, I can do that easily. So we'll be back with some more guests in about 45 odd seconds. So please stand by. Please stand by. There it is. All right, so we are back. Let's introduce a few of our fabulous guests, starting with a man that I have nothing but respect for, Mr. Andrew Looney. Hello, sir.
Hello, it's good to be here. Thanks for having
I'm
me.
honored to have you on the show and for you to join us in a game of Parsely, because I know you enjoy Parsely. So
I do. I'm a big fan of the system. I've written 8 games of my own, and I've played in a couple of Jared's games with him. Maybe he doesn't remember because I was just a big person in a big audience at PAX and so forth. But now I get to play up close and personal, so I'm excited.
nice. No, for those who don't know, Andrew Looney from Looney Labs, maker of many fine games that we have reviewed here. We have our, all of our. I'm showing this on the screen like I still have you on the screen. All of our Pyramid Arcade stuff. I've got Holiday Flux up here. There's all sorts of amazement. And since Christian, I've mentioned the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Thanks. He's terrible at those segues. So having introduced you and Looney Labs, I want to bring in our second special guest, one of my own writers who does many of our Looney Saturdays. See, Christian, that's how you do a segue. Caitlin, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fabulous, fabulous. I'm thrilled that you were able to make it on. I know you're always busy. So I'm excited. This is my first Parsley game. I think I'm the only virgin here who's never played one, so this will be interesting. Woo! I don't know if Nisha has or not when she gets here, but we'll find that out. So how we are going to do this, I'm going to move this over here so Jared is in the hosty type position. We are going to, we got all sorts of some hellos here. Brett says hello. Phantom would prefer to sit rather than stand around and wait. Thank you, Brett. Yay!
Yeah, we really enjoy your reviews. Thank you for reviewing our games.
Thank you for making it so easy, for making such great games.
Thank you. Thank you.
So how we're going to do this is Jared's going to run us through the game. I have a copy here. I have not looked at it beyond going like, oh, well, that's interesting. So he will walk us through everything. Those of you in the audience, please, follow along. If you want to draw maps, do whatever you want, to keep track, go for it. And please put your everyone loves Caitlin. Why am I on this show? We just make it Caitlin's show. She does her own streaming stuff. That's the answer to why that is. But no, please enter in your command prompts into the comment section, and we will see if we can't bring them up. And when Nisha arrives eventually, we will bring her in and go from there. So Jared, why don't you introduce the wonder that is Kringle Krisis?
So before we start, I want to get the play order.
Oh yes.
Since you're not going to be all on the camera at the same time, maybe you should be. I don't know.
We normally will. Yeah, we'll keep keep everybody in here, but just in case we solo something out.
So we'll start with Andrew.
All right.
By the way, Andrew, I'm sorry I pawned all your Flux games that I had to pay for my apartment, so my apologies. I don't have any more.
I understand. You do what you got to do.
And we'll go Caitlin, and then Paparazzo. I get it. We'll go Dave, and then whoever comes next.
Whoever happens to comment in and join us, we'll bring those up and see what we can do.
Okay. So the interesting thing about this game is I wrote it as actually a sequel to Pumpkin Town. So if you have Pumpkin Town, you can actually interrupt your game, sneak aboard a delivery truck, and end up in the North Pole. But we're not going to do that because we don't have 3 hours to play both the games, or 4 because you guys don't look that bright. So we're just going to start at the North Pole. Cool?
All right, we are in the North Pole.
No, I mean, it's cool. It's very cold. It's the North Pole.
I imagine it is, yeah.
You're standing outside a picturesque village in the midst of a snowy field. In the distance is a large red and white striped pole. There's a signpost here. Despite the falling snow, you don't feel cold at all.
Read sign.
The sign says Santa's Workshop is to the east, North Pole Cookie Company is to the west, the sign points south to Santa's house, and Candy Cane Forest is to the southeast.
All right, I'm immediately feeling like I got to start a map.
So, Caitlin, your map will always be wrong. That's the beauty of this game.
I suppose I just realized Caitlin has not played. So let's
Caitlin.
Caitlin.
Dave, silence, Caitlin.
I'm gonna say.
I never tell people the rules.
Let's start heading east.
You head east to the workshop. The workshop's usually bustling with activity, but only one worker remains, a tiny elf sitting at a long table. There are many gifts here, as well as a coal bin. The exit is out.
Look at the coal bin.
You look in the bin. It's, wait for it, full of coal.
That's fair.
All right, so I don't know. You said something about like interrupters or other ones jumping in at this point. Is it come back to me, or
It goes back to you, Andrew.
Well,
I'll
It's
bring
all
up
you.
comments if and when they are needed.
All right, examine gifts.
Each gift is carefully wrapped and decorated with festive ribbons, bows, and glitter.
Talk to the elf.
Oh, that's what she says. Oh, I'm role playing. I have to finish all these toys before Christmas Eve. I'm so far behind. I haven't eaten for days, but I can't stop working to take a cookie break. Oh. She looks a little stressed.
Thinking. I hate it when I accidentally just burst in.
That's gonna do that.
Look again. Look around the
You're in
room.
Santa's workshop. There's a tiny elf sitting at a long table. There are many gifts here, as well as a coal bin, which you should definitely look at.
Inventory.
Oh, God. Inventory. Okay. You are carrying nothing.
Got to find out.
Got to find out. Sometimes there's a lamp. Caitlin.
Yeah, or key, or you never know.
I'm going to take from chat and I'm going to do what Looney Lab says and say open a present.
Oh, it's a none of these presents are for you, so it would be really rude to start opening gifts that aren't for you.
Is that being told I'm not allowed to open a present?
You can take that however you want, but David.
Exit.
You leave. You're back at the North Pole. There's a signpost. There's a large red and white striped pole. Exits are to the east, west, south, and southeast. Andrew.
Yeah, which way did we go before? All right, so let's go west.
You go west and enter the cookie factory. This is where all the North Pole's gingerbread cookies are made. Any gingerbread people without a home at the end of the holidays are taken to Pitchfork Farms, where they can spend their lives frolicking in the fields. That's a Pumpkin Town reference. You see a knocked over crate of gingerbread cookies here. There's a piping bag here.
I say grab cookies.
You take there are too many of the cookies to take. You could probably carry a few in your pockets. So you do.
Taste cookie.
You bite into one and it screams. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't. That would be disgusting. No, it's a gingerbread cookie. I mean, what do you want? They're fresh.
West.
You can't go west. Caitlin.
Exit.
You leave. You're at the North Pole.
Is already wrong.
Told you, your map's always wrong. I've done this before. I've been doing this for a long time.
Are we allowed to
Southeast.
discuss?
What did he say?
Southeast, I said.
Oh, southeast. Okay. You head to the mysterious, the wild, the untamed wilderness of the candy cane forest. You're in a forest of ginormous candy canes. There's an egg here.
Take egg.
You now have an egg. It's excellent.
Look around.
There's always somebody who wants to look around. You're in a gigantic candy cane forest. There's no longer an egg.
Lick candy cane.
It tastes like peppermint.
Well, at least your tongue didn't stick to it. I think we should go northwest and hope we don't get lost in this forest.
You head to the North Pole. You're at the North Pole. There's a red and white striped pole. There's a signpost here. You don't feel cold at all, despite all the snow on the ground.
Head west.
You head west.
Oh,
You're
shoot,
back in the
I'm
cookie
east.
factory. There's a piping bag here. There's a crate of gingerbread cookies here.
I'm going to agree with Jonathan and take the piping bag.
It's piping hot.
Ah.
It's not. It's not. It's not. It's a joke.
So we have the piping bag?
Sure.
All right.
Exit.
You leave. You're back in the North Pole.
East.
You head east. You re-enter Santa's workshop. The elf is still here, working furiously. There are many gifts here, as well as a coal bin.
Give elf cookie.
She hungrily devours the cookie. Oh, thank you so much. I feel so much better. She gives you a gift. Happy holidays.
Wow. Should we open the gift? Or yeah, I think we should open the gift. Open gift.
You unwrap the gift. It's a toy sailboat, just what you always wanted.
I have always wanted a toy sailboat.
Well, there you go.
Exit.
You leave. You're back in the North Pole.
What haven't we gone? We went southeast. We went west.
We haven't gone south.
We haven't gone south? South.
You head south. Trudging through the snow. You're outside Santa's house. I mean, you can tell it's Santa's house because it's the only thing that not elf-shaped doors. You're outside Santa's house. You hear quite a ruckus from inside. There's a barn to the west.
Enter Santa's house.
You barge into Santa Claus's private residence without knocking. How rude.
Crap.
Mrs. Santa Claus gasps at your appearance.
Gosh, what's like?
Talk
Hold
to
on.
Mrs. Claus.
Hold on.
No.
You're inside Santa's house. Mrs. Santa Claus is here, not Mrs. Claus. Remember, Santa is his title. Claus is his first name. She's not Miss. Anyway, it's a whole thing. She's here. She's sitting by a cozy fire and sipping from a cup of hot cocoa. A side door leads out to the barn, and the front door leads out of the house.
I'm going to stick with talk to Mrs. Santa Claus.
What do you want to talk to her about?
Ask Mrs. Santa Claus.
No,
what's Santa
it's still
Claus?
Caitlin. It's still
Oh,
Caitlin.
All right.
Apologize for barging in.
She says, 'tis the season. It's good to have company. You hear a commotion from upstairs.
Go upstairs.
She says, she points to a chair and gives you a cup of hot cocoa.
Drink cocoa.
You're drinking hot cocoa with Mrs. Santa Claus. It's awesome. She knows what she's doing.
Give Mrs. Santa Claus the toy sailboat.
She says, oh, I think that's a present for you, dearie. And sure enough, it has your name written on it, like stenciled on the side. And whoever's holding it, it's their name. It's magical. Ooh, Dave.
Share cookies?
She brings over a platter. She's like, I got my own. I don't eat that trash, that elf trash.
Show egg to Mrs. Claus.
She raises a cup of cocoa and says, Mazel tov. I don't know what that is, but awesome. Good for you.
We haven't really examined the egg ourselves, I guess. Maybe I should do that.
Caitlin.
Ask Mrs. Claus what's going on upstairs.
She says, oh, Nicholas is beside himself since he lost his book. It's quite important, so understandably he's upset.
Perhaps we need to go find a book. Interesting. Ask Mrs. Santa Claus where the book was last?
In his sleigh, probably. I mean, it's his naughty and nice book. It's kind of important.
I think we should go check out the barn. West.
You head west. You're in the old barn where Santa keeps his magical sleigh. You see reindeer grazing to the south. Santa's house is east.
Inspect sleigh.
The beautiful red and gold sleigh is unoccupied.
look in sleigh?
It's unoccupied. No, the book's there. You won the game.
Yay!
No, there's nothing there.
Examine reindeer.
You don't see any reindeer here.
I thought I heard something about reindeer. I guess I was wrong.
You said the reindeer was colts.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Exit barn.
Which way do you want to go? South or east?
I can't remember
Jonathan
which one's the
thinks
exit. South.
You head south. You're in the reindeer paddock. Where there are reindeer, you can examine. This fenced-in pasture is where Santa keeps his reindeer. There's a bucket of carrots hanging from a fence post. To the east, you see the candy cane forest.
I've already been to the candy cane forest. I've discovered there's a downside to dealing with comments and playing the game. I every now and then miss something.
I think you can say there's a downside to dealing with comments. Just
I mean-
leave it at that.
They say you shouldn't read them.
You should not read them.
True. This is true.
You shouldn't make them. You shouldn't read them.
Yeah. No, we should definitely make comments. The algorithm likes people to make comments. So
Okay,
let's
make
do
comments.
electronic
Like and
comments.
subscribe, everybody. Hit that, hammer that bell button. I don't know.
All that.
Whatever the kids say, you know.
Exactly. Jonathan says take the carrots. Let's take the carrot.
You take a carrot.
I think we should then feed carrot to reindeer.
One of the reindeers approaches. Maybe it's Dasher. You can't tell them apart. It eats the carrot and nuzzled your hand affectionately. Aww.
Aw.
Pet reindeer.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we take another carrot?
Take as many carrots as you want. They'll offset all the cookies and cocoa you're going to have.
There we go.
That's how nutrition works, right?
Yes, it totally is. At
One
least
you do one, and then you do one.
Yep.
I want to go back to this egg. Examine egg.
You look at the egg. You found an Easter egg. Games like these used to be full of them. This one is pink and blue and covered in frost. Rabbit tracks led away from it. I forgot to mention that in the.
Rabbit tracks.
You get it, right?
I do. I get it now.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Caitlin,
It's wonderful.
I'm an excellent writer.
I'm gonna listen to Cyborg and lure reindeer to sleigh with carrot.
The reindeer's like, it actually shakes its head. It's like, nope. Somebody told me not to go into strange sleighs with people. Not going to do it.
You're not the boss of me.
Well, since we missed the rabbit tracks, let's go back to the forest, which I forget what direction was. West.
Well, I'm not going to help you. You can't go west. Andrew. Don't worry. He has a map.
Yeah.
I do. It says we go east.
That is correct. You're in a forest of ginormous candy canes. There are some rabbit tracks leading away from where you took the egg.
Follow rabbit tracks.
They disappear into the candy cane forest, and there are 7 doors here. One has a pumpkin, and one has a heart, and one has a wrong game.
I feel like it's copyrighted.
We already said we're not doing the pumpkin thing. Examine nest.
There is no nest.
Oh, it was just
That would be weird.
Northeast.
You head north back to the North Pole. You're at the North Pole where all directions are south. It's weird how that works.
Exactly.
There's a pole. There's a sign.
Head north.
You can't go north. You're at the North Pole. It is impossible to go north.
Had to try.
Okay, you take one step. Congratulations, you're north.
Ooh, I did something. Ooh.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
We could go after.
They were all killed.
Brett's onto
So
something.
very sad. David.
Read sign, because I don't remember which direction is what.
Santa's workshop is east. The North Pole Cookie Company is to the west. The sign points south to Santa's house and Candy Cane Forest. That's presumably for the tourists. And Candy Cane Forest is the southeast.
I think we should go pick up a piece of coal. We don't have that in our inventory yet. We might need it. So I'm going to send us west. No, hold
You
on.
go west to the cookie factory. This is where all the North Pole's gingerbread cookies are made. There's a crate of cookies here.
We already picked up the piping bag, right?
Yep, it was piping hot. I can't believe you forgot that.
Oh, I remember it was piping hot. I just couldn't remember if we were allowed to grab it with how hot it
Yeah.
was.
No, it's not hot. It was a pun.
Maybe we should decorate a cookie.
Ooh.
Sure, let's decorate a cookie.
You pipe out 2 eyes, a mouth, and little squiggles around the arms and legs. The cookie springs to life, yells, "Freedom!" and races out of the factory.
Awesome.
Oh, doing the voices is hurting my throat.
Follow Cookie.
You leave. You're back at the North Pole. There's a pole here. There's a sign here.
All right. Now I'm going to try to get that piece of coal by saying east to the
You
workshop.
head east. You're in Santa's workshop. That elf is long gone. There are a bunch of gifts that are wrapped up. There's a coal bin.
Grab coal.
You put some of the coal in your pocket.
We probably won't need it now, but
Yeah,
we have it in case we do.
which is one of the principles of Parsely.
If it's there, if you can take it, it probably has a function.
If it's underlined,
I can't see that here.
If you can put it in your mouth, put it in your
it's
mouth.
underlined. It's underlined.
Okay, I'll take your word for that. Yes, I have your book of games, but of course this one's not in it.
It is not. It came later. Two more came later. I did that one in Action Castle 4. Escape from
Action
Action
Castle.
Castle. Yeah.
Wow.
The only role-playing game with Patrick Swayze references
How
in
have you
it.
done at this point?
David, take your turn.
This is valid. Lori's got a valid point there. Someone naughty took the book. They might need some coal. Exit.
You leave. You're back outside the North Pole.
I think we should probably go back to Santa's house. So south.
You head south to Santa's house. You're outside Santa's house. There's quite a ruckus coming from inside. There's a barn to the west.
Knock on door.
Mrs. Santa Claus opens the door and welcomes you inside. She gives you a cup of cocoa and sits by the fireplace. It's so nice to have a guest. You hear shouting, thumping, and banging sounds from somewhere inside the house. Mrs. Claus is here. A side door leads out to the barn, and the front door leads out of the house.
Examine Mrs. Claus, Santa Claus.
She looks good. I'm not going to lie. She's looking really good.
I was like, we're objectifying her now? Okay.
She keeps in shape. All these cookies are not doing anything. She obviously has a Peloton.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Look under chair.
You find nothing under the chair.
Ask Mrs. Claus if she knows where the elves went.
Probably home. They do have lives outside of work, you know.
Well, that's good to know.
That's good.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
They have a union, so you know.
I was worried.
Yeah, don't be. They're fine. We're good. We're good bosses.
I'll take Lori's idea and see if we can check in the fridge.
I don't see a fridge here.
What about just an all-purpose search room?
You search it. You find a trap.
Wow.
I was not expecting that from Santa Claus's house.
Well, he probably has a rodent problem like anyone else.
Oh, that kind of trap.
He has an elf problem. You find an elf stuck to a glue trap, gnawing its arm off.
Oh,
Help me! No,
I'm
none of that was true. None of that was true. There's no trap.
Oh, there was no trap?
There's no trap. Come on.
Ask Mrs. Claus how we can help find the book.
She's like, well, if I knew how to do that, I would be helping the old man myself. But I'm just going to drink cocoa until he gives up.
But there's no fridge, so how is there milk in her cocoa? I have so many questions.
Do I need to spell it out for you? Magic?
Magic.
It's all magic. How do we make PlayStations? We buy them from China. That's the answer.
Yeah. Hi, Kayla. Let us again. Go upstairs.
You can't go upstairs. Come on. It's incredibly. It's rude enough you barged into their house. Now you're gonna just.
We knocked.
Yeah, we-
Oh yeah, we knocked. Let me just. Where's the John? Again, magic.
Well, I I'm not sure what to do, so I think we should keep trying again at various locations. Let's go back out to the barn.
Okay, you head out to the barn. You're in the old barn. You see reindeer grazing to the south that you can't quite examine yet. Santa's house is east of here, and there's a beautiful red and gold sleigh.
I would have liked to have asked Mrs. Claus if she knows where her husband is, because we don't actually know where good old
was
Saint Nick
upstairs.
actually. Maybe.
The implication was he was upstairs. I suppose that wasn't specific.
Yeah, I know the implication.
Or Mrs. Claus has a guy on the side.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go with guy on the side.
She's very
using that
progressive.
Peloton. And we already explored the sleigh and it was empty.
In the sleigh. Maybe if we got into the sleigh.
Yeah, say go in sleigh.
Santa would not approve of you hijacking his sleigh.
Oh,
Well, we'll go back to the old goody search room.
You're not even in a room. You're in a barn.
Search barn, I guess.
You find a sleigh. Exits are to the south and east.
I'm feeling just a little bit stumped right now.
Yeah.
You haven't
Yeah.
searched the top or the cookie.
Hey, that's a interesting point. Eggnog. We have an egg. I mean, the Easter Bunny may not like that, but
Well, I was getting the impression the Easter egg was simply a gag, but all items are often of use. So, how would I turn an egg into eggnog? Where would I go to even do that? I guess the cookie factory that's where they have sweets. Well, let's go back to the cookie factory then. So we're still in the barn. So I believe we can get to the outside of the house front from here. Because we've never really tested that path.
it was east.
There's a door between the barn and the house to the east, and we could go south. But when we were in front of the house, it said you could also just go to the barn.
Mm-hmm.
So we ought to be able to go to the front of the house. But we've never really done that, so maybe we can't. But I'm going to say north at the barn.
You can't go that way.
Yeah. How you'd get there then?
Exit barn.
Caitlin's turn.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Can I go back in and give Mrs. Claus the egg?
Maybe.
She didn't seem impressed when
Is
I
that
showed
count
her.
as
David.
two turns? Is that 2 turns? I got
David.
this question.
David's turn.
Exit barn.
Which way do you go? To the south or east?
East.
You head east. You're in Santa's house. Mrs. Claus is here, sitting by a cozy fire, sipping from a cup of hot cocoa. A side door leads out of the barn, and the front door leads out of the house.
Thank you, Kayla. I'm working very hard at it. That was a comment for me.
Yep. Do we go back in? We went east. So let's go back in the barn and come back around the way we were going to go the first time.
I can't parse that sentence, David. I'm sorry, Andrew.
take cocoa.
You take some cocoa and drink it. It's great.
Yeah, I want to carry a cup of cocoa elsewhere.
Sorry, it doesn't have it's not underlined, so you can't take it.
Okay.
Give
can
Mrs.
take it,
Claus
but you
egg.
can't. As you give her the egg, it cracks, and a little marshmallow chick peeps out and runs off into the fire. Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
I killed a chicken.
Killed a peep.
I don't know how I'm gonna live with myself on that one.
I'm just gonna call. I'm gonna call that a draw as far as your naughty and nice behavior, because you freed the chick, but then you promptly killed it. So
Well, it's not like I kicked it into the fire.
circle of life. Well,
Something.
that's why
Yeah.
it's a wash. Sorry, I was too busy entertaining myself. Whose turn is it, David?
I think it was me. So it wasn't east. Do we go west? Let's go back to the barn and go west.
You're back at the barn. You can go south and east. There's a sleigh here. It sleighs.
South.
You head south. You're in the reindeer paddock. There's a bunch of reindeer, possibly 8 tiny ones. There's a bucket of carrots. To the east, you see the candy cane forest.
Grab carrots.
You already have enough carrots to last you a lifetime.
Build snowman. I'm going with the
David.
frosty idea here.
David.
Oh, yeah. We'll build snowman.
How do you? I don't know how to do that.
That's-
Andrew.
Examine reindeer.
There are 8 of them. Not a glowing nose in sight.
Go back to Santa Claus's house. I want to inspect that hot cocoa of
Which direction?
crud. North.
You're right. You're back at the
Yay.
old barn. You're at the old barn. You can go south or east. There's a sleigh here.
East.
You head east. You're inside Santa's house. Mrs. Santa Claus is here sipping some hot cocoa. She tucks away a small flask of something as you approach. That was nothing. That was marshmallow fluff.
Yeah, I'm just trying stuff at this point. Say Merry Christmas to Mrs. Claus.
She says, I'm Jewish, but thank you anyway. Happy holidays, we say.
That was surprising. All right.
Ask if I can try her hot cocoa.
She's like, yeah, have a nip. It's hot cocoa. There's no.
Well, shoot. South.
You cannot go south. Exits are out or west.
No.
Out.
Yeah.
You head out. You're outside Santa's house. You hear quite a ruckus from inside. There's a barn to the west. North is the North Pole.
We haven't looked around here very much.
Yeah, look around.
You're outside Santa's house. You hear quite a ruckus from inside. There's a barn to the west. Exits are north and west.
I'm not taking advice anymore.
Examine door.
It's a door.
Door.
West.
You head west. You're at Santa's old barn. There's a sleigh. You can go south or east.
This map doesn't.
You guys are going to hate it when you figure this out, by the way.
Yeah.
You're going to be so angry.
I have a feeling of it.
Oh,
That suggests there is some sort of trick here.
sorry. Are we already at the North Pole? Or are
Yes,
we still
it's an incredibly devious trick, Andrew. It's called looking at stuff. I'm a monster.
Yeah.
The comments say we should look on Santa's roof.
He's like, I don't see anything special about this. I don't see anything special about that. Like, all right.
Well,
Are we at the North
you're
Pole?
looking at stuff that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Well,
Where are we right now? Are we still at the North Pole or are we still in front of Santa's house?
You're in Santa's old barn.
Okay. Go outside.
Do you want to go? Well, you know what? There's only one outside. So you go south to the reindeer paddock. You're in a fenced-in pasture where Santa keeps his reindeer. There's a bucket of carrots. To the east, you see the candy cane forest.
East.
You hop over the fence. Why are there fences here anyway? Can't these reindeer fly? You're in a forest of ginormous candy canes.
Climb candy cane.
You climb the candy cane, shimmying up the tall, sticky candy cane. You can see wave-sculpted dunes to the south and east, and beyond that, a glittering sea of gumdrops. A small herd of reindeer watches you from a paddock to the west.
Look on Santa's house rooftop.
I don't see Santa's house rooftop from here.
If we can get anywhere that we just saw. I think we just saw the stuff from the other adventure. Not any of those. Climb down.
You climb down. You're in a forest of ginormous candy canes. From here, you can go north to the North Pole, south, east, or west.
Really? East.
You head east. You're in a desert made of dessert. Vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry ice cream, to be exact. It's quite deserted. The gumdrop sea stretches out to the south and east.
Oh my god.
Right?
Sorry, that comment just got me. Killed deer collected for food.
That's for the Finnish translation of this game.
That's fair.
That's awful.
We should do all of that.
You don't have any way to do it.
Yeah, we need a knife.
You don't have.
We need a knife to do. I'm gonna follow Brett
Big
and say,
knife.
I know I'm gonna get killed. I'm just gonna say look around, and I know Jared's gonna kill me for that one, but
I'm not going to kill anyone. Not in this game. There's no death in this game because it's for kids. You're in a dessert made of dessert. Vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry ice cream, to be exact. It's quite deserted. The gumdrop sea stretches out to the south and east.
Taste ice cream.
It's great. I mean, it's ice cream. It's not Ben and Jerry's, but it's really good.
West.
You return to the candy cane forest.
There were some other directions off the candy cane forest that I think we could go.
Yeah.
You could go now north, west, south, or east.
let's go south.
You head south. You're back in the ice cream desert.
South.
You cannot go south into the sea. You'll need a seaworthy vessel to cross it.
We have a sailboat.
Put sailboat in water, in sea.
You drop the toy boat into the water. It grows as big as a whale. And it's
Magic.
about to set sail.
Get on boat.
Baby. Hey, you're in a boat.
Unfurl sail?
You set sail and head out to sea. You are sailing on a sea of twirly, swirly gumdrops. You see a polar bear floating on an ice floe. A jagged peak rises up from the fog-shrouded island to the east.
Sail east.
You head east, sailing to the mysterious fog-shrouded island, and land on the shore. You're on Sugar Plum Island. In the center of the island is this tall, snow-covered mountain. Your sailboat is here.
Go towards center of island.
I don't even know how to do that.
I was gonna say you didn't give us north, south, east, or west of anything when we landed on the island, so
Well, it's a mountain.
go towards the mountain.
I don't know.
Is valid. Exit boat.
You get out of the boat.
Climb mountain.
You climb the snow-covered mountain. It takes a long time. That's a callback to Action Castle. Eventually, you reach the top. You're on the top of Yeti Mountain. The Yeti is here, stacking snowballs on top of one another.
Talk to Yeti.
It flails its arm and roars and gnashes its teeth. It's very scary.
What would a Yeti want? We have a bunch of stuff.
Give carrots?
I don't think the Yeti eats vegetables. It has very sharp-looking teeth. But it seems to be preoccupied, so it's not going to eat you yet.
What's he preoccupied with?
The carrot.
Give cookies.
The Yeti goes and goes back to stacking snowballs.
Right. Well, maybe we should steal one of his snowballs.
Yeah, I was gonna say take Snowball.
You now have a fist-sized ball of hard-packed snow.
Roll snowball.
You roll the snowball around. It gets bigger. That's what
Now we're
happens.
making a snowman.
Oh. Eat hole in the carrot.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need 3 snowballs total. So I'm gonna get another snowball.
You do what the Yeti's doing and make another snowball.
Roll Snowball.
You do another one. This is fun. You could do this all day.
Stack
There are now 6 snowballs on the ground.
Oh. Stack snowballs.
Okay, you do that.
Stick carrot in top snowball.
You add a long pointy nose to the snowman. Snow person.
So
2022.
Use coal for eyes.
You put the coal on your eyes. No, you put on the. I know what you mean. You put on. You add 2 eyes and a mouth. Yeti roars happily and gives the snow person a big hug. She then scoops you up and gives you a big hug. She smells like a big wet dog. Yeti waves bye to the snowman and grabs you by the hand. You now have a new best friend.
You hug us and squeeze us and call us George. Yeah, let's. You know what? Hug Yeti.
It's just a hugging frenzy.
Yeah.
Well, now what? I mean,
Snowman needs a hat.
Snowman needs a hat.
Yeah, Snowman needs a hat.
Where are we gonna get a hat? Well,
Where was the Yeti taking us?
I don't know that there's anything else up here on the mountain except the Yeti and the snowman. And I guess if we leave, the Yeti will follow us. But then the snowman is just stuck here. But maybe we've done everything there is to do with the snowman. So let's descend mountain.
I don't know how to descend, Caitlin.
Climb down mountain.
Oh, Andrew said a bad word in his mind at me. You climb down the mountain. Yeti follows you hand in hand. You're both on the shore of Sugar Plum Island. In the center of the island is a tall snow-covered mountain. Your sailboat is here.
Yeah. Is the Yeti with us? I don't know if we would inventory.
You are carrying some gingerbread cookies, a piping bag, some carrots, and a snowball.
Board boat.
I don't know how to board a boat. Caitlin.
Learn more vocabulary.
Honestly, I would have said board.
$20 and I'll buy some memory. My
Get on
PayPal
boat?
is. Did you say board boat, Caitlin?
I said get on the boat.
You know it when she says it, but you don't know it when I say it.
You get on the boat. The Yeti follows, climbing into the boat as well.
Sail west.
You set sail to the Gumdrop Sea. You and Yeti are sailing on a sea of twirly, swirly gumdrops. You see a polar bear floating on an ice floe. A jagged peak rises from the fog-shrouded island to the east. Exits are east to the Sugar Plum Island. north or south will take you back to land.
Is it me?
Yep.
North.
You sail back to the ice cream desert. You're at the shores of the ice cream desert. Yeti is here. There's a big sailboat here.
See, we
Head north.
You go north. You enter the candy cane forest. You're in a forest of ginormous candy canes. Yeti is here. She licks the candy cane. Is very delighted by it.
North.
David.
north.
Oh.
North. You head back to the North Pole. You're at the North Pole, where you don't feel cold at all. In the distance is a large red and white striped pole. Yeti challenges you to some friendly feats of strength.
I am not fighting.
There's a
that
signpost here. For the kids, that's a Seinfeld reference. So you check it out on YouTube. Anyway.
Yeah. I'd like to know when the airing of grievances will take place.
Oh, that'll happen after this game is over, I'm sure.
All right. Whose action is it?
Yours.
I think so,
Oh.
yeah.
I will. Let's go south.
You head south. You're at Santa's house, or outside it anyway. From inside, you hear a terrible ruckus. There's a barn to the west.
North.
It's Caitlin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. It wasn't your
Ask Yeti if anything from the second floor, or since she's taller than you. I tried.
Enter house.
You barge in. I guess you've been invited once. It's like vampire rules, right?
Exactly.
Mrs. Claus is here. Oh my! She gasped at the sight of the Yeti.
Well,
She gives Yeti a cup of hot cocoa and a cookie. Yeti's like,
well, now the question is, if we leave, will the Yeti keep following us, or will he stay with Mrs. Claus? Because that seems like a better gig. But I'm going to say west.
you head west. You go to Santa's old barn. The Yeti stays behind to drink cocoa and chat with Mrs. Claus about just life. There's a sleigh here. You can go south or east.
Look under sleigh.
Oh, why didn't we think of that? Under the sleigh, of course.
Don't
No,
say
there's
the
nothing there.
suggestion.
There's nothing there.
Go back into the house. So that was east.
You go back into the house. Yeti grabs you by the hand.
Any ideas here?
See if we can go upstairs again.
Even Yeti knows that that's just not.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make upstairs happen. Apparently, it's not
Exactly.
going to happen.
Apparently.
You do hear a ruckus from upstairs.
It's like fetch. It's never going to happen.
Can we call up there?
I think there's more things to do in the candy forest. North.
You can't go north from here.
We're in the house.
Yeah. Where is the door in the house then? It's just an outdoor. You have to say out.
I like this plan, but we already established we can't get into this sleigh.
Yeah, someone said tie Yeti to sleigh. Yell mush.
I think that would fall into the disrespectful category.
Yeah, exactly.
Just gonna mess with you. You have a Yeti.
Well, I think we've lost control of the Yeti.
When all you have is Yeti, everything looks like a nail.
All right, whose
That's
action
that
is
old saying, right?
He's still
It's
you.
Caitlin's turn.
it's me?
No, it's Caitlin.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
And if
Leave
it's not,
house.
then it's Caitlin anyway.
go outside.
You go outside. You're at Santa's old barn. There's a sleigh here. Yeti is here.
Oh, what the heck? Tie Yeti.
No. Andrew,
South.
you head south. You're at the reindeer paddock, I think. Sure. Yeti is here. There's some reindeer here. There's some carrots here. You can go south. You can go north or east.
No
How do we
interaction
get back to the
between-
candy cane then?
The candy canes are east.
Okay, let's go east.
You're in a forest of ginormous candy canes. From here, you can go north, south, east, or west.
Can you ride a reindeer?
I don't think we've been west from here.
You have. In fact, that's where you came from.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. West it goes to there, yes, and then north
Your
goes
map
to
is
there.
wrong, Andrew.
Well, I know.
It's always going to be wrong.
I realize that, but it's better than nothing, I think.
Is it?
We're walking in circles.
If there's north, south, east, and west off the candy cane forest. North
True.
goes back to the pole. West goes to the reindeer paddock. East goes to the desert. The dessert. So where does south go? Maybe we haven't been south from the candy forest.
I think
Is
it's
it my
Dave.
Well, Dave, go
Sure.
south.
We'll say yes. I
South.
admire your persistence. South. You get on the boat and you're sailing on a sea of twirling gumdrops.
Oh,
Yetis.
the
You see a
ocean is-
polar bear floating on an ice floe.
Oh, we haven't
Surely
been-
that has nothing to do with the game. A jagged peak rises up from the fog-shrouded island to the east. It's one of the Coca-Cola bears. It's just product placement. Ignore it.
Seems like a
I
trap.
don't think we should ignore it. We could maybe get a Coca-Cola from it.
Caitlin, not without a sponsorship deal.
Oh, maybe we could get a generic off-brand cola.
RC.
I got a remote control sleigh.
Sail west.
You sail west back to the ice cream dessert. David.
Exit boat. Let's see what else we can. No, we got to go back into the.
We want to sail.
Well, I'm going to take a moment to laugh hysterically to myself. Please hold.
Just sail east.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I say sail east.
What he said was sail to polar bear.
Yeah, sail to polar bear. There we go.
You're back on the gumdrop sea, a sea of twirly, swirly gumdrops. You see a polar bear floating on an ice floe. A jagged peak rises up from the fog-shrouded island to the east. Andrew.
Sail to ice floe.
The ice floe is here. I literally just said it was here.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was still where we can see it or if we can actually disembark onto it. But if we can,
Let me repeat. You see a polar bear floating on an ice floe.
Just because these two are so dead set on trying to talk to this polar bear, even though it's just product placement. Talk to polar bear.
The fearsome creature is sitting on a large red book.
Oh,
and you thought it was just product placement.
that was my bad.
In fact, it's not an ice floe. It's floating on a large red book because, global warming.
That's one big book, or perhaps a small bear.
It's a big book. It contains all the names of all the children in the world. So
Yeah, I guess so.
he hasn't gone to a digital yet.
When he gets an iPad, the world's gonna change, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, then it wouldn't work because it's not waterproof. Anyway, David, your turn.
Take book.
You go to take the book. The polar bear roars up on its hind legs, baring its fangs and claws, which the Yeti also does. And the polar bear whimpers and dives off the book into the water.
Ooh.
There's a giant red book floating in the water.
Take book.
You take the book. You now have a huge red book. I mean, I don't know if it's been read, but it's red.
Sail north.
You sail back to the ice cream dessert. You're in a dessert made of dessert. Vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry ice cream, to be exact. It's quite deserted. The gumdrop sea stretches to the south and east. There's a sailboat here. Yeti is here.
North.
You exit the boat and head back to the candy cane forest. From here, you can go north, south, east, or west.
I like
North.
that the comments are someone
You
says they
head
learned
north.
polar bears have things.
You're back at the North Pole. There's a pole here, which you still haven't looked at, and a sign that tells you where to go.
Look at pole.
That's the North Pole, the northernmost place on Earth. There's no tinsel covering the pole. That would be distracting.
Tinsel.
Dance on pole. No.
That's my
You
next
do.
move. Hey.
Yeti slips you a $20 bill.
There he goes. That was my action. Because all you had.
South.
You head south. You're at Santa's house, outside Santa's house. You hear quite a ruckus from outside, from inside. Yeti is here.
Knock on door.
Santa Claus appears, invites you inside, gives you a hot cup of cocoa, and sits by the fireplace. It's so nice to have a guest. You still hear shouting and banging from upstairs. Yeti is here.
Give Mrs. Claus book.
Son of a nutcracker! You found the book. Santa pops his head into the room from upstairs. What's that I hear? Oh, my book! Santa takes the book from his wife, writes something inside, then shows it to you.
Whose turn was it?
Read book.
Next to your name, Andrew Looney, is written the word nice.
Oh, yay.
Yay.
Well, 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 time to get you back to where you belong. Where would you like to go? My magical sleigh can bring you anywhere except North Korea.
Valid.
Caitlin.
What are we thinking? Are we thinking Maui, Hawaii, Mexico? Where do we want to go for Christmas?
Oh, Hawaii.
Let's go with Hawaii. Big Island of
Not a
Maui.
problem. We'll be there before you know it. Now just give me a moment to hitch up the reindeer. He grabs a cookie and heads out to the barn. Yeti gives Mrs. Claus a big hug. Mrs. Claus gives Yeti a cup of hot cocoa.
Well, she's just got him coming out of her sleeves.
Oh, I should have said Atlantis. We could have found a secret city.
Too late now.
Yeah.
Tickets.
Back to David.
Are we in the sleigh now? Or no? Or we're heading to the sleigh?
What else might there be to do? What other unfinished business might we have? Or do we just need to follow him out to the sleigh?
I think we just follow him out to the sleigh. Well, follow Santa.
Santa's not here.
Oh.
West.
You head out to the barn where Santa keeps his magical sleigh. You see reindeer grazing to the south. Santa's house is east of here. Santa is here, packing up his sleigh. He goes over his last-minute pre-flight checklist. All aboard!
Enter sleigh.
Santa winks. Hold on to your hat. He gives the reins a shake, ringing the sleigh bells. The reindeer leap into the air and the sleigh takes flight. Within a matter of minutes, you arrive at your destination, the Big Island. The end. Happy holidays. Your score is, oh boy. So you were nice. You ended up being nice.
Yay for nice.
And you got a perfect score of 100 points. Well done.
Yay!
Thank you for playing Kringle Krisis.
That was great. I really enjoyed that.
That was fabulous.
A lot of fun.
Thank you very much for playing. Now you may air your grievances.
I'll just sort of give you a little peek at my.
Yeah, my map is better.
Well, of course, do you have a real map, Jared?
I do have a real map.
You going to show it to us?
I'll show it to you. So there's
yeah.
Tinkles
Oh,
the
that's
elf,
adorable.
Yeah.
and there's Yeti, Mrs. Claus.
Oh yeah.
Yeti and Tinkles the elf, based on a real person, by the way. There's the polar bear. There's the
That
narwhal.
polar bear, that's kind of a spoiler giveaway there, isn't it?
I mean, we got a perfect score. Don't spoil too much.
Well, I mean, if you have the game,
yeah,
you're going to be running the game.
All the answers are there, of course. But yeah, you wouldn't want to look at that until you played it.
Exactly. Like I said, I did not look at this at all before playing. I made sure not.
Well,
to.
I mean, I told you there was a polar bear right at the very beginning, and you guys ignored it for most of the game. So I don't think it's.
Well, we have an anti-polar bear bias, I think.
You do. Well, you're bipolar.
I don't think I am. Well, this was gangs of fun. What questions do we have for the man at this point?
Well, I want to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to weigh in. Someone in the audience was typing in. They want to know where they can get a copy of Parsley for themselves?
My website, memento-mori.com, or just type in my name in RPG or angry person with spiky hair and black who sells role-playing games. All those will take you to my site.
I think that last one's going to take you to a few people.
Try it. I've never actually typed it in.
I'm terrified to do that. No, I don't believe the piping bag did anything productive at all.
No, it just it gives you a nod. It gives you a naughty point.
Oh,
Yep. There's many things in the game that give you naughty points and many things that give you nice points.
Well, speaking of potential naughty points, oh no.
hold on. I didn't understand then. What did the piping bag do that was naughty?
You let a gingerbread man escape.
Oh, by doing that became a naughty point.
Yep.
Well, like what about what other things were naughty or nice? Like you said, freeing.
I'll tell you the list. Here we go. Entering Santa's house without knocking first. Getting into the sleigh without permission. Eating the marshmallow chick. Mistreating the reindeer. Throwing snowballs at the Yeti. Nice points are cleaning up the spilled crate of cookies. Also, if you hitchhike or rather smuggle yourself aboard the delivery truck from Pumpkin Town, that's also naughty. If you clean up the spilled crate of cookies, nice. Give a cookie to Tinkles the elf, nice. Ringing or knocking on Santa's door before entering. Feeding a reindeer. Helping to hatch the marshmallow chick. Building a snow friend for the Yeti, and returning Santa's book. Those are all nice. Also, decorating cookies in the factory and taking a gift from the workshop without permission. So you had 4 naughty points. You came very close to being on Santa's naughty list.
Very close, yeah.
Whoa.
I am eternally on Santa's naughty list.
Well, we knew that though. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah. There's the website right there.
That's me.
I think the digital version is on drive-through as well, is it not?
Yeah. Pretty much anywhere where you can buy my games digitally. So our drive-through RPG, itch.io. But buy it from me because I get all the dosh.
All the monies. Yes.
Yeah, you should buy this beautiful compendium if you don't have it.
It's 12 games, including Pumpkin Town, which is the biggest game in the. It's funny. It's the one for kids, and it's the biggest, most complicated game, and it's got the most dirty jokes in it.
Of course, it is.
I did not intend that to be true, but it's just how it worked out.
For us Canadians, are you ever going to be able to ship Parsely the actual hard copy into Canada?
I can, but I do it on a case-by-case basis because the shipping rates are exorbitant. So if somebody from Canada or England or wherever wants a copy, you can just mail me, and I will email me, and I will check with my cave troll to find out how much it'll cost, because that stuff changes daily. And I used to have it on my site, and it was like the day, one day somebody would order it, the next day the price would go up $5 for shipping. So I was like, nope, not doing that anymore. So just give me a yell and I'll let you know.
But hold on, you have a cave troll?
Yeah.
Don't you?
We have a cave troll.
No. I thought those were endangered.
Well, they are. And we're employing one.
Good care of it.
But
we barely ever have to whip it.
At fair wages.
At extremely fair wages, yeah.
Cave troll, not slave troll.
Some would say too fair. Every time I write him out of PayPal every month, I'm like, really? He's a good guy. His name's Andy. He works with me and with the Burning Wheel to ship stuff out. So he's great. You have to make friends with the Yeti because the Yeti scares the polar bear off the book.
Right. No, I don't have a cave troll.
The closest thing to a cave troll I have are spiders. Yeah. Yeah, we never did do that. That would have. I suspect if we could have figured a way out to make that happen, it would have been a naughty point.
Oh, it would have probably been more than one naughty point, I think.
At least 8.
I think
at the North Pole, that's a capital offense. Santa Claus is authorized to take you out.
It would be justified as well.
Underneath the sleigh is a trapdoor leading to his weapons locker.
I love the idea that the North Pole, you can't go north. They're already as far north as you can.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point, isn't it?
That was hilarious. It took me a minute to get my brain
It was funny.
around it.
I was doing the map and I was like, wait a minute. because I'm doing directions from the, and I'm like, oh, there's only one option.
Yeah.
South. How am I going to do that? How am I going to have 4 places that lead south? So
Right.
then that's why the signposts point you in the actual direction south, because it's all south.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember that's like one of those logic puzzles. Like there's a house that has only southern exposure.
Yep.
And then you see a bear go by. What color is the bear? Yeah, this all comes from that, doesn't it?
It's all from that.
No,
All
that
right.
whole everything is south is definitely a thing that I've encountered in other mystery type games that I won't say which one it was because it messes with the spoilers. So I won't even say what the game is. But it is what, if you go to our website, one of the games that we've reviewed over Christmas definitely does have that problem in there.
Oh, and to answer Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, you can trade them in at adamandeve.com for one of their adult novelties.
Oh, wow.
That's a great
Speaking of
partnership.
TARDIS,
Good job.
I love your TARDIS Christmas stocking back there in the background. I
Yeah.
presume you can put more gifts into that than a typical stocking.
It's true.
They're
Is it
only
on-
British ones, only ones from Britain.
Oh,
So jelly babies and biscuits and those
No,
what
I'm
is it,
not
P&G tea.
That would be the case if I was nice. If I was not nice, which it's hard to say, I would just be. It would just be Fry's Turkish surprise.
oh,
There's the
well.
We've established this is a glorified joke in amidst the traveling TARDIS at how terrible that specific Turkish.
Oh,
delight.
for sure. Turkish Delight. We all grew up reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and like, what is Turkish Delight? It sounds so delicious. I want to try that. And then you eventually do, and it's so crushingly disappointing.
Yeah,
It ain't great.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it ain't,
It's like
unless you eat like eating perfumed jelly bears.
So bad.
Yeah.
Turkish Delight. Turkish disappointment, more like.
exactly. There is that website again.
But still slightly above Circus Peanuts.
I disagree.
Oof.
I would eat Circus Peanuts over Turkish Delight any day.
That's a bull. How about Necco wafers? Where do you stand on those?
They're pretty bad. The brown ones that are slightly chocolatey, I guess, are the best. But I'll put them below Circus Peanuts too. My mom actually liked Circus Peanuts, so I had a youthful exposure to them that somehow made me like them slightly.
All right. Well, I think do we have any other comments are still coming in. So that it's just more Turkish Delight. Yeah. Nope. Still not.
This is just going to turn into a Turkish Delight stream for the rest of the evening.
Yeah,
Right.
that's. I apparently the store was out. I was just at the store and they were out of eggnog. I totally could have turned into an eggnog stream, but that
There's no eggnog in
early in a
game.
couple of weeks.
Well, there's no eggnog because the only egg is a marshmallow chick egg. It's made of chocolate.
Also, eggnog is alcoholic, and this game is for kids.
I drink non-alcoholic eggnog and I love it, and it's a real problem every time at this time of the year. But I have not partaken yet. But I'm gonna end up buying a quart of it, and it's gonna go in about 15 minutes, and it's not pretty. I just pass out with a milk mustache. Sometimes I don't even make it back home. I'm just on the side of the road.
The only good thing about Starbucks no longer having an eggnog latte is that it is that much less thousands of calories that I guzzle.
Yep, that was my go-to poison drink at Starbucks is eggnog. The eggnog latte. What was I thinking? Ugh.
Eggnog is life.
Yeah. I think I'm part of the reason I always get it uncut because they cut it with milk because it's so thick that it screams in the machines. And it's just not good for the machines. They're like, no, I don't care. You smell rich corporation.
No,
You
you
prefer
check
uncut?
Yeah, but I'll stick with Mrs. Santa Claus's delicious hot chocolate.
I don't think anyone can deny this particular statement.
British chocolate is better than U.S. chocolate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna die on that hill.
Especially the real Smarties.
Yeah, but some people.
But in America, we call it chocolate.
Oh,
You get it? It's a World Cup joke.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
So,
I write for a living. People pay me for this shit. So
there we
Yeah.
go.
They're not all winners. That's the thing.
Okay, so do we have any other questions for Jared, or while we're at it, for Caitlin and Andrew from the audience? And while we wait, Caitlin, you got anything going on that you want to promote?
No, I just spent the last like 2 weeks on all of my Twitch friends' Discords and on my Twitch and on my fiance's Twitch promoting this. I do obviously see some names in the audience from my promotion, so happy to see all my friends around. But yeah, no, actually it's quiet because I am off to the Americas. I'm right now in Canada for Christmas, so gotta just get my life organized before I leave in 2 weeks.
That's gonna take more than 2 weeks. Right. Sorry.
The world doesn't need to know that.
I think they already do. All right. So now someone who does definitely have stuff and a whole lot. Maybe we've got about another half hour to go. So, Mr. Looney, what have you got going on these days?
Well, I mean, lots of stuff. Of course, it's the holiday season, so I would be remiss if I didn't encourage everyone to buy Looney Labs games as holiday gifts. We make like 40 versions of Flux and a lot of other games that fit in the little boxes, and they make great stocking stuffers. But of course, the best games are the pyramid games, my favorite of all. Shirt with them there. They we've got our Layla's over here just off camera talking about our upcoming holiday gift release, but we haven't sent it out yet. Pyramid Arcade, the greatest thing I've ever made, is actually about to go out of print. So if you haven't gotten one yet, in fact, I think we're out of all but like demo copies. So you should get one of those. But the pyramids will always be available in some form. We just constantly keep kind of evolving and changing it. Pyramid Arcade was the big thing a few years ago, but now we've got these little small box sets that I don't have any of them real handy, but Dave did earlier. But what am I working on? Well, coming up for next year, I will tease a couple of upcoming projects for next year. We've got two new versions of Flux that we're working on right now. They're both sort of travel themed, and they even can be combined. One is Across America Flux, and the other is Around the World Flux. And these both highlight various famous landmarks and cool places to go. And it's got really beautiful artwork. These kind of travel poster inspired art by a new artist we haven't worked with yet before named Katie Melrose. I think I've got that right. Anyway, we're very excited about that. And that's like the thing I'm working on right now. We Across America is already at the printer, just signed off on the proofs recently, but we're putting the finishing touches on Around the World, and it'll be going to the printer just in the next couple of weeks. So that's my exciting work stuff. But I'm always to take it back to the subject here. Parsely, I love Parsely. I've written about 8 games of my own, but none of them are available. They're all just unpublished things you can only experience by playing with me personally. So
definitely go to a con and play Parsely with Andrew.
Yeah, in fact, I have my book of them right here, and by the way, love your shirt there, Jared. You
like I said, this is you gave this to me actually.
I did. Yep. I used that same art on the cover of my own book of all my games, and it's someday, like when I die, we'll probably publish all my games, all my Parsely games. But at the moment, you can only experience them with me in person.
My tombstone is going to say, "You see a tombstone. Jared is resting here. Exit is out."
I like that.
Exit is up or down.
Nope.
Up or down.
Just out.
Oh no, we got.
I was gonna make the Jean Sartre Parsely game, but there's no exit.
Yeah. I've written 8, and I feel like I've kind of used up all the thoughts I have about them. How many more Parsleys do you think you might have in you, Jared?
Well, I got 12 in the book. I've got the 2 for sale ones. I've got one called Ruins of New York, which is on my website for free, which you explore the wonderful world of New York City after the apocalypse. And I've got a whole buttload on my hard drive that I just refuse to work on. But who knows? One is the sequel to Danger Town Beatdown called Danger Town Beatdown Dojo Wars, Danger Town Beatdown 2 Dojo Wars First Strike. That one I might work on. I might have figured out how to do it.
Are any of them not officially, but inspired by Doctor Who? Because, you know.
Nope.
Well,
I did have an idea for a time travel one, but those are hard.
I did a time travel one.
There's 2 unreleased that are no longer available. One was just to my Patreon people. It was called Locked Up Laboratory, and I did that in conjunction with a friend of mine who's a science educator, where you have to escape from a locked up laboratory using science and various scientific experiments. And then there's another one called Champions of Breakfast Pancakes Edition, where you made pancakes and people would play it as a LARP. And basically it's in one room, the kitchen, and you make pancakes.
I kind of love this a lot.
So I don't know if that will end up in the second Parsely book, which it has a title, but I need to write. So I figured maybe in 4 years it'll be done if I start working on it right now. Parsely 2
What's
GS.
the title? Parsely 2
GS, yep. Which was my first computer, was an Apple II GS. So,
right.
And I guess it will be a beige book or a light colored book.
Makes sense.
That it does. So I just got to say, you know, we definitely do have some sciencey people here. Just saying, actual chemists.
Well, Locked Up. Maybe I'll make Locked Up Laboratory available.
Could be a good thing. Oh, there we are. Yep. We got all sorts of conversations going on in the thing.
I'll think about it. There's the reason why I didn't sell it is there's really no art except some really slapdash cover that I put together out of some clip art. But we'll see. But yeah, it's basically 10 different science experiments to solve all the puzzles.
Pancakes are pretty easy to draw.
Yeah, but I have to do the map, or I have to do the all the interstitial, the pictures. My artist Rebecca Bennington, who does all the artwork for most of my Parsely games, is fantastic. And I mean,
yeah, they are. They're lavish.
She's the best.
They're beautiful.
She's the best. So I really want to keep with that metaphor of the GUI interface looking pages. And so my layout guy is for this was my friend Radek Klozdowski, not his real name, Radek Drozdowski, but we call him Klozdowski for this book. And for Action Castle 4, he's Patrick Swazdowski, for reasons that are completely unclear until you play the game. But he's a genius layout guy, and yeah, I could never make my games without my friends.
Yep.
It's always easier to do good things with friends.
It is.
Well, I mean, my whole company is based on the idea that I create these games and my best friend Kristen publishes them. Without her running the company and everything, I'd just be a guy sitting around having ideas.
Yep. And it's also amazing how cheap your friends will work.
That's true
which
too.
Helps.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes that's very, very important.
Since it was
oh yeah, there are. Oh look, beautiful.
There's your
Yep.
Yes,
including both versions of Martian chess. Yes,
correct. The red and the silver. Now we just need a green one and a blue one, and we got kind of like the main colors of, you know, because the nice thing with the Martian chess ones is they're solid colored. These ones are all opaque. Well, this is the silver one, but even the red is opaque compared to all the other colors. So it'd be nice to have like, and actually no, there is opaque green. You had a Kickstarter opaque green.
All right, there's Kickstarter opaque green. There's black and white, and the silver, and then the dark red of the Martian chess.
I had the translucent ones.
Yeah, I really prefer the translucent ones, the beautiful gem-like translucent ones. That's most of what we make, but the opaques have their place in some cases.
Back in the early 2000s, a friend of mine and I was helping him, but it was his game. He was working on a role-playing game that used the pyramid pieces as in the game. It was trippy.
How?
It's a long, complicated thing.
Well, I will tell you an idea about using the pyramids in a role-playing game that I've heard of. I don't remember who it was, but it was so the pyramids come in 3 sizes, and what one group was doing was using these. Everybody would have one set, and the middle one is you, and the big one is your horse or whatever steed kind of thing you're riding around on, and the little one is your familiar. So you could be all together riding along, or you could split up and use the different elements depending on what your team is doing.
Ride your horse. No, wait, that doesn't work the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, well, you don't want to go inside your steed. Like that's like a Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, I was just thinking that's a Tauntaun situation.
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong if you're doing that. Anyway, I remember somebody telling me they were using the pyramids in their campaign that way. I thought, that's so cool. But then I didn't remember their name, and so I don't know who it was. So it goes.
Yes. You did, in fact, answer this in the comments, but, everyone's admiring Caitlin's tattoos.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I do have all. I always get so messed up with the weird, but yeah, I've got Pooh and Christopher Robin and Piglet and Eeyore and oh my gosh, Tigger, Rabbit, Roo, everyone but Gopher and Kanga. So we're getting there.
Yeah.
Zone.
And would you like to see my tattoos?
Always.
I don't have any. Sorry.
You're more original these days if you don't have any.
I've thought for years, if I were to get it, what would I get? I've never been able to make up my mind and decide, yes, that is something I want on me forever. And also, I don't like pain.
Oh, they have numbing cream for that nowadays. You don't have to worry about pain for tattoos, but you should just get the pyramids from Pyramid Arcade.
I mean, but what exactly where? I do have an answer at this point, which is that I could do a little cluster of pyramids that represent my opening move in Homeworlds, which would be a large green and then a small blue and a medium yellow. And the where. So I worked out at one point that what I should do is get it like if I was a My Little Pony character, that would be my cutie mark on my flank. So if I would get that tattooed, it would be like on my hip in the appropriate spot for if it was my cutie mark. And I learned all about My Little Ponies and cutie marks and all that because we thought maybe we'd do a My Little Pony version of Flux, but then that never happened. And yet now I still have this My Little Pony knowledge in my brain.
You're a brony.
Yeah, Brony.
I've been to BronyCon back in the day when that was a thing. Again, research.
I mean,
it's all tax writable, right? It's all you can write it all off.
I mean, I guess I don't really pay much attention. I just invent the games. Money side of it is I hate money. I don't like to think about money. That's what Kristen is for. She runs all the money side of it.
There we go. More people want some My Little Pony Flux, but that's not a easy.
No, well, I'll show you the mock-up of me as a My Little Pony character.
Oh my!
Does it have bunny ears and a lab coat? That's what I want to know. I'm guessing it does.
Yeah, licensing would be hard with that. Oh my God,
no bunny ears, no lab coat.
But
mine would be a skeleton of a pony.
So this is what I could get as a tattoo on my flank, but again, I don't really want to get a tattoo. My doctor's over here saying she won't allow it, but she's just saying that to make it easy for me to say I don't want to get a tattoo.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Licensing is terrible, and My Little Pony is not necessarily a fun one. Got to deal with Hasbro.
Yeah, licensing is a bear. We've done a bunch of licenses, and at this point, we're kind of like, let's not do any more licenses.
I will say that I'm sad because that means there's not going to be any Star Trek Discovery flux.
There would definitely never be a Star Trek Discovery because that show sucks.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm absolutely a hater of Discovery. I've seen every Star Trek, and so I'm well schooled, and I know what I like and I know what I don't like, and I don't like Discovery. I do like Strange New Worlds quite a bit, and of course the best Star Trek on right now is Lower Decks.
Yes.
But I'm also going to give props to Prodigy. Prodigy is really good.
Yes.
Don't write it off as a kids show. It's really a much, much better Star Trek than Discovery. And if you're interested in Star Trek, and if you haven't seen any of Prodigy, look it up. But in particular, you must immediately go and watch episode number 13, which is called All the World's a Stage. And it's one of the best Star Trek episodes from any series in a long time.
Is the theme song Firestarter is what I want to know. Oh, no, sorry. That's Star Trek The Prodigy. That's different. That's for all you 90s kids.
Yeah.
And well, that's so bad.
But anyway, we're
Four more jokes. Can't say any of them. Can't say any of them. I'll get canceled.
As far as Star Trek licensed games, though, we did 4 versions of Flux with licenses, and I think that's probably enough anyway. Well, really, the best Star Trek game we made is my Chrononauts version of Star Trek, Chrono Trek, which spans all the series and has an incredible timeline of Star Trek events. I'm extremely proud of that. That one is really where all that Star Trek research paid off for me.
That was a good one. And we have in fact done that one. We've reviewed all of your Star Trek stuff, which is one, and it's so much fun.
Thank you.
And we
How about unlicensed science fiction series Flux?
Yeah, that's just called Star Flux.
Yeah.
We have that.
Yeah.
Well, you can Star Flux and Martian Flux and mix them together. Man, we have so many versions of Flux. I can't believe how many we've made. It's ridiculous.
It's true.
It's fluxing incredible, actually.
It is. Yeah. But it's like our bread and butter, I
had the first one, the first print run of the first deck. So
there you go.
Which again I pawned to move into an apartment in New York City.
Previous conversation, yes.
Yeah,
Tis the season.
Tis the season.
It's the most wonderful game of the year, as we say.
Yep. Somewhere back here, I've got my Doctor Who Flux, but it'll be behind all the Christmas stuff because that one's always.
That one is going to be going out of print because we're saying goodbye to licenses. So enjoy it and get it while you can if you haven't yet.
Yes. That one has been very popular. It's popped up on a lot of streams with the Traveling TARDIS.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that one, but it's already out of date now.
Yeah.
As far as the Doctors. Although I guess everything old is good again because the 10th is 15th.
I mean, it's not because you do have a future Doctor in there. There it is.
I do, yeah. Always. Yep.
So it'll never technically go out of date because where is he? Somewhere in here there is a future Doctor. So I mean, like I said, it can't go out too much.
But at this point, they've added like the 10th is the 14th. There was the other one, and the 14th. I guess the 15th Doctor.
Yeah,
it's too much to keep track of.
There's
fans are always like, "What about Companion XYZ from what? There's too many other characters. It's too big of a universe."
So Andrew, ready for this?
Yeah.
Parsely Flux.
Parsely Flux.
I don't even know what that would be.
I don't know what that would be.
Wouldn't need any artwork. It would just be text on every.
Yeah, exactly.
You are in a game.
Yeah.
The rules are draw one, play one.
Or that's
Yeah.
Each card is a command, right?
Yeah.
Draw, play, discard, shuffle.
Someone from the fandom of Looney Labs did a Parsely of like different where you were pulling into different areas of Looney games, but I don't know one of them.
Yeah, that was our friend Alex Ottenstein, who tragically passed away.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh.
Yeah, cancer. It's brutal.
Yeah.
He ate the cancer. But yeah, he did one that was a whole tribute to my games and our stuff, and he did a couple of different Parsleys. He also did one of going up to the magic bus, the McCandless bus in Alaska, from Into the Wild.
I have one of the Parsely games I'm working on is called I think it's called Wilderness Adventure, Wild Survival something, and it's a survival very much inspired by like Survivor Man and the Alone TV show in history, where you crash. It starts with you crashed on a mountaintop, and it's not funny. There's no jokes in it.
Yeah,
but it was too grim, and I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fun.
No, it was brutal. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what my page count is like for the book, and I'll cram it in there if I need another game.
Yeah, stretch goals.
Stretch goals.
Just insert it as a extra piece of paper. Like, and if it gets lost, well, yep, wilderness must be explored.
Yeah, but it's all about the comedy. You know, if there's not going to be any jokes in there, it's going to be a hard sell. I think.
I agree. I think I call it nerd karaoke.
Nerd karaoke.
I can see that. It's always a good nerds are the most fun people. This is why I do what I do, and because we're just all such good people. It's a good community.
Well, I don't usually like karaoke, but nerd karaoke would be the kind I might like.
They did show tune karaoke for a while in Edmonton.
Yeah, that would send me running.
That was you had to bring your own sheet music and be the accompanist. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be down the hall looking for a game or something.
I'll just sit there and play it with you, whatever the game is. All right. Thank you guys again so much for coming out and just kind of hanging out a little bit.
It's been fun.
This has been a wonderful game, wonderful time. I said yes. We have all of the loony games, Star Trek games right there, so you can do that. Of course, I edited my Christmas one to make that happen. We are in the middle of our holiday reviews thing, so all of our holiday reviews are at TheRatHole.ca/Christmas. We had a Krampus one go up the other day. We've got Christmas Rush, which was a fabulous little thing from the UK. Ghost of Christmas coming up. Hint, hint. What fun, maybe this year, maybe next. So we've got vinyl coming up. I'm just gonna knock things down. Yeah, no, we've had tons of, all of this has been reviewed or will be reviewed at some point. So please definitely check that out.
Oh, can I shill before we go? Can I shill for someone else?
Of course.
So my good friend John Wick, another game designer, he every year for the past couple of years he's been doing 31 characters, all based on different role-playing games each day of the year for December, each day of the month of December. And he's doing it right now. He's on day 7. He's going to be doing it until the 31st, a new character for a new game system that he likes every day. They're really fun. He's really great. Just search for John Wick, not the movie Assassin, of course. The real John Wick on YouTube to find his 31-day RPG challenge.
Nice.
Super fun.
All right. Well, as long as we're shilling for other game designers, I'll mention my friend Keith Baker has a one-page.
Keith Baker, yeah,
holiday themed role-playing game called Snow Globe, and I think you can find that on his site.
I'm gonna have to go look for that.
Super cool.
I wish why did he not have like random copies of that at his booth this weekend? Like
I think it came out just after. I don't know, but they just put this up, and it looks like fun. You're trapped in a holiday, like a Hallmark holiday movie, and kind of like Schmigadoon, if you've seen that. So
my parents would love it.
Yeah.
That's all that they watch.
Chemist, we have several Krampus games. Some of them are print and play. Some of them are just digital bookie style. So definitely pop over. There's some good stuff. In fact, the artist just shared out an old print and play card game of Krampus, kind of a werewolf style style game, and they just reshared our review from like 3 or 4 years ago. So it was like, whoa, pulling out the old stuff. Thank you.
I pasted the link in the private chat, so if you want to put that on the normal comments, but
I can definitely.
That's John's channel. Check it out. He also has really good RPG advice, and not all of it I agree with, but it's pretty good. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta go to the robot mines to get back to the real job.
All
Excellent.
right.
Thank you very much.
Well,
There's the
in the spirit of Mrs. Santa Claus, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Hanukkah.
thank you
Happy
all.
the holidays.
Definitely. Thank you again.
Bye.
Again, and I hope to see you guys and talk to you guys again soon. Maybe Halloween we'll do the Pumpkin Town or something.
Sure.
Figure something out. Definitely. But again, thank you guys for joining us out in the comment section and doing everything there. As I said earlier in the show, thank you to the 427s, whose music you hear at the beginning and end, and now the middle of this show. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Nisha, who wasn't able to make it, unfortunately. But I'm super thrilled that she was willing to, and you can go back into our YouTube channel, which I hope you have subscribed to, and find the Diversely Geek interview from October last year, all about mental health. It was a ton of fun, despite being a weird to be fun topic. But it is an important topic even now, especially this time of year, because people do have it's a dark time of year for a lot of people. So be kind to everybody that you meet. And until next time, thank you guys for joining us. Good gaming and goodbye.